All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully everyone had a good week. Catching up on my replay stream. Hopefully the mic is better. We'll see. But yeah, I'm using the lapel mic, so waiting to hear myself. So give me a hot second. Okay, and that'll be the last time I do that. So, sounding good. Hopefully everyone is doing okay, had a great week. We've got some news to cover. Not a whole lot, but a few. There's going to be probably 2 rants in this stream, so we'll get there. But man, hopefully all you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to Icyville. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, RayronVR. And with that, let's welcome the Dragon family here. So we've got Chuck with the Icy Cookie. We got NEC Amtrak. We got RayronVR, and we got Jeff. And welcome everyone who is lurking. Welcome to all those who will be watching this live stream on the replay. Welcome to Icyville. So with that, hopefully, let's see. So you're getting better. Yeah, I heard you got sick. Yeah, hopefully you are doing well. We had a good couple of storms here in San Antonio. I know you guys probably survived the great flood of 2026. But my goodness, San Antonio got hit hard with rain. I had to take Bree to the airport, and my goodness, it was just drenched. Whole ton of flood warnings, and everything's fine. We're fine here, so hopefully you guys are doing well. But yeah, wow, definitely an interesting time. So with that, guys, we have a special announcement from Icyville. As a director of Icyville, or excuse me, as a director of the FPR, we do have a promotion in hand. So with that, let me go ahead and give our promotion here. All right, let me just make sure I'm doing the right word here. All right, so go ahead and refresh Mr. Chuck. I am promoting you to moderator of the channel. Congratulations, good sir. I see you everywhere on all the channels. You have a good understanding of just everything that I look for when I do these type of things. I have set standards when it comes to moderation, and I typically don't share that because it's just something that's subjective to me personally. I am very old school when it comes to moderator, and I ask all of my moderators of this channel to just make sure that keep me honest. Make sure that I go over a topic. If I'm talking about a particular topic, just remind me that if I do a scroll moment to come back to an original topic. So yeah, congratulations, Chuck. I appreciate all the hard work that you do for the channel and for the community that you do at large as well. So just seeing you everywhere, supporting other people's channels as well. Definitely well earned in my opinion. So welcome to the blue team. I don't know why I call you. I'm just gonna call you guys moderators for now. I don't know what I'm gonna officially nickname you guys. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Feel free also, Chuck, since you have a good understanding of who live streams and who does content, feel free to share links, because I know we've got NC Amtrak that does some content. We've got RayronVR that does content. Feel free to share those links. Another kind of big ask that I ask of my moderators to share the love as well. So yes, congratulations to Chuck. Go Army, sleep in the mud. Welcome, welcome. Let me do some editing here quick. Where's my highlighter? Let's put that to the forefront. There we go. So yes, and definitely as we grow this community, we're going to be adding again more of the staff. Again, I'm still trying to figure out what to call you guys. The Blue Knights, the Blue Officers, Dragon Officers. I don't know yet. We'll figure something out. And again, it's not. I don't want to treat moderation as a job either. That's just my ask. I'm not forcing you to do anything. So just to help me out with the stream and everything, and you've exemplified that. So I appreciate it. So again, welcome everyone to the live stream. Let's go ahead and go to our let's go to our train of the evening. Again, we're doing the big boy again because this kind of falls right in line with the news. It looks like the coast to coast tour of the big boy tonight is going to be the only really special consist celebrating the 250. We'll get into that a little bit later. So with that, let's go ahead and get the green light going, and we'll get this big boy going here. So what I decided to do, we're going to have part passenger and then also partially, once we get to it, freight cars as well. So kind of a celebration of the big boy starting from California all the way to Cheyenne for the first leg. It left Ogden, Utah a couple of days ago. And so I decided to celebrate its consist with adding some freight cars to it. So it's kind of the half and half. It was under its own power. No diesel help with the dynamic braking. Again, even though the diesels are there, they don't necessarily provide help for power. They do it for all the braking and so forth for the rest of the consist. But again, in celebration, we've got this train going around tonight. Some other things I did do as well. We have upgraded. I think the quality is a little bit better. I transferred the capture from a phone to an iPad tablet. So I think the quality is a little bit better. And then, it's always my goal to try to improve the stream, to improve one thing of the stream each time I go live. And BCI Parts, whenever you get a chance, we have your camera back as well. Hashtag nostalgia. It is back. All right, we got our resident MMR specialist YouTuber SplitRock in the house. If you guys haven't seen Around the Layout, he did a special interview. Oh no, sorry, not Around the Layout. My goodness, TSG Multimedia. I'm getting all my podcasts mixed up. So SplitRock did an interview with TSG Multimedia. Great interview about his SplitRock mining company. I actually finished that yesterday morning. And don't forget, he has his ores. He has his Home Shops diesel that's also going on sale right now. So also check that out. We mentioned that a couple of streams ago as well. Deep Run, Mike, welcome. How are you, good sir? I think I said hello to Go Army Sleep in the Mud. SplitRock, hopefully you're doing well, good sir. So these with the big boy also is the pilot crew is stationed for the subdivision division. They can train orders and such. So they assist with the ops as well. Gotcha. There you go. RDGK1, hello and welcome. Again, if you go by a different name, I apologize. YouTube always goes back and forth with display name, with the @ name, all that stuff. No, I just share the love. You know I do that, SplitRock. I'm hoping to get the funds in order to get the ore and your diesel. It came out, the announcement came out of nowhere that your stuff was going to come out, that your railroad was going to be available. It's like, oh no, as soon as I saw that announcement, it's like, crap. I've got some decisions to make. Make sure I haven't missed anyone here. And Humanity City Junction, how are you, good sir? I noticed, I think you rated us, for lack of a better phrase. So again, I appreciate that. I think I saw a notification that you were hosting the channel. So I greatly appreciate it, good sir. Again, very knowledgeable when it comes to the tech side of things. One question I did have for you, because of the PSX situation, what's going to be your circuit breaker protection for the DCC network? That's the one I'm kind of interested in. But yeah, if you want to try to understand LCC, check out Humanity Junction. Awesome streamer. But yeah, definitely was interesting. I appreciate that, good sir. Absolutely appreciate it. Again, welcome everyone who is lurking in the background. I know it's kind of late for everyone on the East Coast. So welcome everyone who is new to the channel. I am RayronVR, the Icy Dragon. This layout is my HO scale modular Freemo Minimo layout. And oh no! Oh no! Okay, I think we're back. Are we back? Refresh, refresh. I think we're back, guys. Okay. Yeah, my OBS dropped. All right, confirm that we are back. I'm seeing myself on my stream here, my monitor. So I think we're back. Again, refresh. All right, I think we got everyone back. Think you're good? Okay. What manufacturer is my big boy? It is RayronVR. It is by far one of my best locomotives. Doing good here. Okay, thank you for that check, Chuck. I appreciate that. Sweet. So yeah, the big boy is RayronVR. So to kind of go through the consist, we've got the big boy that's in RayronVR. The tenders are scale trains, and I got a mixture of RayronVR coaches and AHM. And then I got a plethora of just variety when it comes to the freight cars. So we've got scale trains, the 2023 NMRA car when I was there in Grapevine, Texas, and just a plethora of other mixes. Patrick Hillstation, welcome. How are you, good sir? RayronVR makes some nice stuff on the high-end brand. Absolutely. Oh, I love it. I want to get the 4014 eventually. Nice. You always like the look of the HM dome cars, yeah. So a lot of the passenger cars from RayronVR and HM, they are really nice. Yep. Again, let me do a quick. Refresh. There we go. Yeah, OBS dropped. First time it's dropped in a while. But we are kind of getting kind of technical. So yeah, let's go to screen center. Okay, so again, there's some of those RayronVR cars. We've got, there's an AHM there. So there's the scale trains from the NMRA in Texas a couple years ago. We've got some Pillsbury cars, and then I decided to put a caboose on there because sometimes we see the big boy with the caboose when it's coming back. So I think it was a couple years ago, it was coming back from Nebraska that we saw that consist. Let's get you guys on board. So go ahead and put this. Let me add a scene real quick. Yeah. Right, so we got that. So we'll do a quick lap around the layout. And then we'll go to Le News. So again, the scale, for those of you who are new, this is HO scale, 187 scale. The layout is based off of Freemo standards when it comes to the track and the wiring. But the bench work is what's different. Mine go 12 inches, typical Freemo goes 24 inches wide. But the size actually works well for me. So last stream, we ran that Chicago Northwestern with the Heritage unit coming on the left. On the right-hand side is just cars that I use for operations. I'm getting the operational bug again, so to use the Waybill system from Steve. So I should use the 250th unit I sent you. Yeah, I think we'll talk about that. I think I have it queued up. Yeah, so the thing about my scenery is that I'm kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but I buy back time by buying pre-made buildings. And so a lot of my time goes into setting up the stream behind the scenes. Oh, I appreciate Gormy sleeping mud. Yeah, so we've got some new shelving that I put up. Originally, it used to be all around this layout for the shelving, but I'm consolidating into one spot for right now. Yeah, got a lot of rain. Absolutely. Absolutely. You see on the right-hand side there, we got the parked UP equipment, the power car, the Kinefix from BLI just came out recently. Yeah, this was a pain to get set up again. But finally, it is, well, uh-oh, we say that now. There we go. The quality isn't 100% where I want it to be, but we'll get there. We've got the CNW Fox River car right there from BLI. So yeah, all this stuff. All this stuff. All right, guys. So with that, let's go ahead and go into the news. Take some field trips. So if you are new here, one thing I love to do, it kind of just became a part of the podcast, is that we just talk about new announcements. We talk about the what's going on in the world of railroading when it comes to rail fanning, all sorts of stuff, railroading related content. And then we just talk, we have discussions, and then once we're done, we go back to rail fanning. So I've got all the cameras down below, as you guys can see, and we'll go from there. So you like the idea? You buy back time with those structures. Neat way to look at it. Yeah. So and that's the thing about the hobby, is that we only have so much time, in our lives. So I tried to build buildings on my own and quickly realized it wasn't my thing. And so I choose to buy pre-made buildings done. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about some news, shall we? So Walthers came out with their Express for April 2026, and we've got some freight cars here. We got some more diesels coming out. They're GVO Tier 4s. So we got CPKC, all your typical Class 1 railroads for the Big Six. And so, yeah, nothing too crazy. I think the big one here is that they're coming out with reefer cars. And this kind of has me interested, because one thing I'm starting to get the itch for is modeling the big boy with its freight cars behind the passenger cars, and it carried some of these reefer cars. And so I may actually end up getting a couple to match that train. So you wish you can find some inexpensive pre-made buildings. So I get them at train shows, Heath. So there's my local club does a train show, and they have a lot of people who unfortunately passed away. They donate their buildings to the club to sell at their store. And so a lot of these buildings I got on the dirt cheap. Like the two buildings that I have back here, I got them for like $10 a piece. It's absolutely a steal. So yeah, again, thank you for reminding me, Jeff. The new Braunfels train show here in San Antonio, Texas is going to happen this weekend. I think Bree and I are going to be going on Sunday. I'm going to try because Bree and I have plans on Saturday, so we'll be going Sunday. DPM structures. Remind me of what DPM is. For some reason, it's not ringing a bell. You plan to go on Saturday. You'll be there as well. Cool. So for this train show, the new Braunfels train show, I don't think I'm going to record a POV video. If you guys want to see a POV perspective on a new Braunfels train show, I have like 4 of them on the channel. You can go check that out. I'm probably just going to record the layouts for shorts, because I think I'm going to treat this train show as my kind of luxury escapism type thing. Donner Night Structures, the old design preservation kits. Let me look more into it, Split Rock. It's something I'm not familiar with. DP was bought by a small company called Woodland Scenics. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. So, for me personally, I try to buy buildings that are secondhand. I don't necessarily buy buildings straight from the manufacturers. Because in my opinion, I think it's overpriced, especially nowadays since we can 3D print buildings. And what I really want to get into is 3D printing flats. You work, so you can go Saturday morning, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. What's kind of cool too is that we're getting this 250 American reefers car from Walther's Mainline. I am 100% going to eat this up. I'm kind of just a big fan of anything 250 at this point, so I saw this announcement. It's like, I need to grab one. So, second hand, is that your right or left hand? No. Let's see. Walthers is also going to be doing that TTX 250 American car that we saw from last stream from the prototypical one as well. So something to look into. And I think that is it. So that's everything that we got from Walthers recently. So something that I am paying attention to, just like Heath, I'm looking into the best system for signals. Right now, I use Digitrax, but I'm expanding my horizons and potentially looking at ECOS as well. And so what's interesting is that for detection, Signal Logic Systems is going into IRSB, and I've been paying close attention to this because I'm kind of interested in where this goes. So here's some of their sensor boards, and they're coming out with more intricate modular cables and a lot of things on a technical side, and it's something I'm looking into. I may not go into the IR because I do have LED lights. We do have a lot of lighting to do within this layout, so I am a bit concerned if I'm going to go IR. I haven't really decided yet. Okay, Spooky Woodbury, take it easy. Yep, love you too. Take it easy. I'm planning to get the 250 stuff from Walthers. And the thing is, Walthers is really starting to position themselves as the new entry level to the hobby. I know it used to be Bachman back in the day, but Walthers is really expanding into affordability, and that's what I like about Walthers. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Woodland Scenic. Interesting. So I think I'll amend what I said. If I ever get a chance to go back to Menards, so Menards is a, when I was in Minot, North Dakota, I went to Menards all the time. And so, yeah. Menards has O-scale pre-made buildings for a fairly good price, and I think they have some HO buildings that I may actually get. So. Yeah, I think it is too. I think Walters is positioning themselves pretty darn well. Like some type of cars with pitot, but no sound and entry level price. Yeah, and I agree. And they're good quality too. I've been sleeping a lot on Walthers, but here recently, I'm paying attention to their announcements. So, speaking of Rapido, again, we've got their massive lineup of the SD70 Max. So you can see the entire lineup here from Alaska all the way down to the Metra, CSX, and so forth. And then we even got this special Colorado flag SD70 Mac that they're coming out with. So I think Walther's mainline is underrated. I think I think it's highly underrated. I think it's something that I need to look more into. Thank you, Chuck, for that shout out to Heat's channel. Appreciate that. Okay, some other things. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so another brand that I'm paying attention to as well. So there's kind of a story behind this. And Heath kind of demonstrated this on his channel a little bit. So DigiKeys used to have their command and control station. They went bankrupt. We did an Icy Rail news article about this. And then this company kind of took their products. So it's Yamorc, YAMORC, and kind of continued the legacy of the DigiKeys. Did I say Digitrax? I meant to say DigiKeys. And so, yeah, no, I appreciate that. So what they started to introduce is this modular of turntables. And so right now it's really heavily focused on the European market. So like they have a modular for Roku, they have a modular for American, and I think they have one for Trix from what was translated in this video. But they're coming out with these systems to help the ease of DCC and turntables. And I tell you what, this is something that I'm kind of interested as well. It's a really cool, because they got this little modular device here that, from my understanding, you press a button and it stops the turntable and remembers where that exit point is for that particular rail line. And so it's really fascinating to see what they're doing. And I'm hoping they expand their market here in the US. I think Iron Planet Hobbies is supporting it. Yeah, Heath, I know you had more. So just to be clear, did not take the DigiKeys products. They were built from the ground up. But Cars was the developer for both companies. Oh, okay. So it's under the same family, but different brand name, different LLCs. Okay, that makes more sense. Gotcha. Thank you for that clarification. Appreciate that. So you might be heading to Pittsburgh, then Nashville at the weekend. Nice. So yeah, definitely great clarification there. So yeah, I'm really interested. If this can expand into the US market, I'm kind of wanting one. Because I've always wanted a turntable modular. So iPlayer will also import DigiKeys is the importer for. Yeah, I knew they were the importer as well. And again, don't forget to use human when you check out Iron Planet Hobbies. That code, Heath, has saved me so much money. So all the props to you, man. I appreciate it. Trying not to blow you guys' eardrums out, so I apologize. So a couple streams ago, we talked about what's the future of the hobby. One thing we kind of forgot to mention is the RC capabilities of 187 scale. And this is something that I wanted to highlight. So this comes from Wits Model Trains. And again, the European scene for technology and where the scale of 187 is going to is really being pushed hard by European modelers. And we're starting to see that a lot slowly creep into the US. But take a look at this. All these cars that you see here is completely RC capable. So we got emergency vehicles. We're going to be attaching to this trailer. We've got tractor trailers here. This is definitely one of those things I think is going to explode once it becomes more, I don't want to say accessible and affordable. Unfortunately, the products are already marked down as possible is the only thing he cannot discount. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I know your code does certain not does some things for discount, others not, but yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But again, we talk about RC technology, and this is basically going to open up a whole new avenue of a hobby for us. Remote control forklifts. Yep, and it looks like it's actually operational. So all you ops guys out there, imagine having live loads like this that you can load from a semi truck that's RC straight to a flat car. Like, this adds a whole new complexity, a whole new animated dynamic to a layout. I'm really excited for this. Exactly, look at this, live load, it's in everything. Again, this comes from Witt's Model Trains, but absolutely crazy where the tech is going. Absolutely crazy. Okay, so this is kind of a continuation from last week's stream. And I'll paste the link here for you guys. But we found the Facebook post about this Japanese modular layout that they take kind of the concept of T-Track and take it to a whole new level. We've got displays now that are modular. And you can see just how cool this is and how everything connects from one another to give it this dioramic feel within these boxes. And so you don't have to worry about transportation because the display is the case. So this comes from Northeast Trains. And it's like, this is the beauty of N-Scale and how much innovative N-Scale is to HO. And it's like, if you guys are listening who are new to model railroading in general, don't overlook N-Scale, because N-Scale is innovating every single day. Oh no, I think the camera card just crashed. Yeah, I'll get that fixed. Something's up with. See if I can get it back up for you. But yeah, I really love this. All right, so kind of going to some rail fanning pictures here. So this comes from railpictures.net. So it's not every day you see a Union Pacific car being towed into a Norfolk Southern, I think this is the Altoona shops. So when the office car special was going through, yeah, this camera's not cooperating. Oh, okay, I know what happened. Yeah, I know, right, Chuck? That's setup, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, so one of the cars had an issue. I think it was one of their wheel sets was bad. And so they had to take it into the Altoona shop to get it repaired. So after the excursion of Norfolk Southern Pittsburgh line, Union Pacific executive train spent the night in Altoona before heading west. So it was the Pacific Limited. Was found to have a bad wheel bearing. Luckily, the shops were right there, and it made for a one-of-a-kind shot. This is great. This feels like fantasy, but yet this is real railroading. Right? Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like we're seeing history being made. I think that's why I'm just so fascinated by it, by everything that's happening this year with just railroading in general. We are literally seeing history being made. Absolutely crazy. So another kind of fad that I'm getting into is I've been looking at everything HO. So I've been getting addicted to European models. I'm getting addicted to the Asian models, Australian models. Anything that's an HO scale, I've just been um, doubling down. Yeah, I'll look in the future for sure. Yeah, again, assuming that the merger happens, we'll see. That's a whole new can of worms that I don't want to go down on this cast. So the latest that I've heard is that they have submitted or getting ready to resubmit their second submission to the Surface Transportation Board. The Surface Transportation Board rejected their first one because of little things that they had to look into, and so they're about to resubmit for the second go around. So this is just some of Roko's announcements. So again, I'm trying to cover all the news when it comes to the hobby. So Roko came out with some new passenger cars. I was really interested in their new steam engine that's coming out. I think it's just an absolute beauty. I have no idea what the name of this thing is, but again, it's just so unique. Having the tender actually connected to the entire boiler. Yep. Your favorite brand, Roko? Yeah, those of you who do some of the European stuff, I heard that Roko is really good. And I have actually some of their track work, and it's actually pretty good too, with their pre-built road beds as well. So that's some news coming out of Roko. Apparently there was this big train show event that happened over in Europe. I don't know anything about it. I gotta dig more into it, but there's some announcements that I grabbed from it that caught my eye. Okay, Broadway Limited. So Broadway Limited announced their two new steam locomotives, the Commodores, for the exclusive club that they have. Oh, there we go. Three Spikes Railroad. Thank you so much for subscribing, good sir. Appreciate that. Looks like our notification system is working. Let me know if it was, hopefully it wasn't too loud. Hopefully it didn't blow out your eardrums, because I need to adjust it if so. Yeah, Roko's a good brand. At least that's working. I was wondering if that was actually working right or not, but anyways, so we've got the Commodores. They have the Christmas version for their Conductors Club, and these are just a beauty. I'm a big fan of Christmas themed stuff, and so I need to work out to get these on pre-order. I think that they're coming up due. The pre-orders are due by June 26th, and estimated delivery date of actually Christmas. Along with this, they came out with their 250 American Freedom Train. It's not painted in Freedom Train colors, but it's their version of it as well. But yeah, you can kind of see the red, white, and blue 250th edition there. A little loud, but not too bad. I think you could turn it down just a bit. Okay, that works. Let me grab, if I can grab the sound volume. So we'll take it down to 70%. And save settings. Okay, let's do that. All right. So yeah, that's their latest announcements for that. All right, we got Athearn. Athearn has just been announcing more freight cars. I may actually get a few of these because I know the big boy is running it with their consists, with their hopper cars. So again, if you're into hopper cars and prototypical stuff, there it is for you. I know it's on pre-order, but really hoping the second of the Clay Jasmine scale trains is better than the first one. We will talk about scale trains here soon too. We've got an announcement they just announced recently too. So they're on the docket. Something, it's not really newsworthy, but it's just more of FYI. If you, again, we talk about Miniature Wonderland in Germany almost constantly on this channel. I love Miniature Wonderland. It is a bucket listed place for me to go. If you guys don't know, there is a museum called Miniature Wonderland in Germany that has the most technologically advanced, the most expensive museum you've ever seen. I believe the airport that they have there in 187 scale costs like $2 million because of all of the groundbreaking technology, the software, the hardware that goes with this. I just still love highlighting. And the cool thing about this video is that this is actually the first video I've seen that goes behind the scenes on how the airport actually works. So you can see kind of the guide wires that the airport takes. There is an elevator that adjust where the airplane is going to land and take off. It is absolutely incredible, the tech that's behind this museum. So you're waiting for the SPSF ones to come out. US Athlon would bring out their challenges already. So they have announced it from Railfest this year. The challengers should be on pre-order now, Jeff. So you take a look at their website. They have announced the challengers. They're going to come out in 3985, the Greyhound scheme. We'll probably take a look at it a little bit later. Just remind me. So this was a cool shot over on Facebook from Frontier Support Logistics. Transporting a super depressed flat car for this transformer here. I just love these unique type of loads. Class 1 Model Works has a lot of this content in HO scale. But just look how low it is too. Absolutely insane. Yeah, so cool. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple of posts for, because again, I'm biased towards Union Pacific, and I'm really biased when I have a big boy, one of my favorite engines in Ogden, Utah. Ogden is one of the places I grew up. I grew up in Salt Lake City. And so seeing the big boy, seeing 4014, seeing the Ogden station, seeing the Wasatch Mountains, there's so much eye candy for me over the week. I just, bear with me, guys. I'm a little biased. But seeing the big boy in Ogden Station, Utah, obviously my core lore in the Frostline Pacific Railway is surrounded by this too. It's such a cool sight to see. So all this comes from the Ogden Union Station Facebook page. Highly recommend giving them a follow. Some great photos came out. Ogden Union Station also has some train shows as well. Toyman Television, I think is the YouTube channel, does a lot of the train shows from there. Same with Caboose 101, I believe. It would make for a great camera car. So funny you should mention that, Chuck. My super depressed car that I have, that's what I use for my videos. So what I do, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it there, Jeff. So let's just go to me real quick. So here's the super depressed car that I got from Exact Rail when they went on sale. So what I do is I put a Velcro on the super depressed portion of it, and I put a Velcro on my rail cam or run cam 5s, and that's what I use for my camera cars when I go Sammer. So. Okay, we've got Peach and GV to subscribe. Thank you so much for that subscription. Welcome to the family. Appreciate that. Pretty darn cool that we have a big board running. Never thought we'd see it. Man, like I said, we're in the golden age of just railroading in general. Sound was perfect. Awesome. Perfect. So yeah, we definitely live in a time. All right, so once again, it isn't a live stream without me complaining, love-hate relationship that a switcher looks better than the UP 1776 diesel locomotive. From the North Shore Railroad, this is their kind of anniversary. We've got from sea to signing she, from the Great Plains to NYC. Again, just the short lines, and Canadian National stepped up to the plate. I would bet money that BNSF doesn't do anything. I think CSX is going to keep with their 1776. UP dropped the ball. And then CN's got the best. I think that's just the way things are panning out for us. I think that's just how it's going to be. So that was CNT. Okay, so this comes from the official Union Pacific Steam Club. Lori Hastings provided this video. Again, this is so much eye candy. It is absolutely insane. The big boy with those white wheels going along the Wasatch frontier. This is absolutely perfection. Like, this is something I would 100% model. Love the idea of that single track mainline going through the hillsides, seeing the mountains in the background. Oh man, that's just cinema. Absolute cinema. Yeah, even the tourist railroads did better, yeah. Oh, that's just, perfection. Love it. And then we got even more pictures coming out from this trip. So this is from the Holsters Model Railroad Club. So this is the club that they specialize in modular layouts in Utah. There may be more to this club in the future. Put this in the back of your pocket, because Holsters may actually pop up more on this channel if things pan out right. So this shot is epic in itself. So the big boy was at Ogden Station, Utah, on the siding here. And the front runner. Now, if you guys, those of you who are OG to this channel, I ran this train HO several times. I've actually ridden on the front runner several times in my youth. So if you guys don't know, Utah has a rail network called UTA, the Utah Transit Authority. And so they've got the front runner here that goes from Ogden, Utah, all the way through Salt Lake down to Provo. And then we have the light rail system as well that Bachman's going to be making HO scale, and I can't wait for that. But this scene is so awesome. For one, you got the big boy. For two, you have the front runner. For three, I never knew that the front runner double-headed. So now I can do that in HO scale because I've got two front runner locomotives that I can do this with. So I'm 100% going to start double heading some of my front runner locomotives. It's a great time to be a railroader. It's a wonderful time. And so this was kind of their display when 4014 was in town. This is inside the Ogden station. This is where they have a lot of their train shows as well. So they do HO model railroads. I think along with N-scale, I have to double check, but they had a lot of cool things for display. And then the two locomotives that I really want the most and so hard to get is the Olympic Torch Relay, because when I was young, I saw this train. I got to see the torch. I got to see the 2002 Olympic Winter Games when they were in Salt Lake City. there's so much memories associated with that. One of these days I want to grab this, and Scale Trains were looking into doing these locomotives. However, they couldn't afford the licensing, which means that the only way to get this is overland brass, and the price for this just keeps skyrocketing because no one can afford the licensing from the Olympic Games to actually do this. The only other way to do it is to get it custom made. And as you can see, this was the turnout from 4014's visit to Ogden Station. Absolutely stunning. I'll give you guys this picture. I highly recommend following this Facebook group, because there could be a future. We'll see. Let me get those Libertator's units is brass saddle. Yep. Well, and then, like I said, custom made. There is one individual that is doing commissions. I don't know how much the price is, but yeah, absolutely crazy. So this is kind of the train consist that's expiring, that influenced what I'm running today. So from Ogden back to Cheyenne, this is the consist. So we got the 4 passengers. I tried to mimic that with this train today as best as I could, along with the grain cars back here. I don't have the actual prototypical ones, so I just went with what I had. And then I just added the caboose, because sometimes you see it running with a caboose as well. And so what they did after Ogden is they split the consist to get ready for the next leg for the Eastern Tour. So they got the one consist here, and then the diesels are taking the rest of the train. Absolutely, just the amount of railroading content that's happening. Absolutely amazing. All right, and then some more photogenic railroading. So we got CN and their OCS special. Again, this consist is absolutely stunning. The CN OCSs are just gorgeous as it is. And then now you have the best. This is easily the best 250 paint scheme we have currently on the railroad. So this comes from Northern Indiana Rail Fatting, so you can get that on their Facebook page. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't run the caboose. I'm sure they have their checklist and regulations that say when and when they don't have a caboose. I don't know. They probably didn't have it available. There's probably 100 different reasons why I didn't have it. But this paint scheme is perfection. I love the look of this. The Screaming Eagles is just, this screams US. It's just so ironic. A Canadian Class 1 has the best American paint scheme. Oh, man. That's the world we live in currently. I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see. We talked about that. We talked about 70 Maxes. We talked about the holsters. We'll talk about that. That's going to be our discussion. 4014. Let's see. Oh, that was going to be... We actually need to talk about this. So the Altoona, Pennsylvania History Society made this announcement. So those of you who are going out east, this is the news for you. 3 Spikes Railroad, how are you, good sir? Caught some of your stream. You're doing N scale, which is pretty cool, and definitely your woodworking. I am definitely interested in your woodworking with your other channel there. So yeah, definitely some interesting content. Maybe since they just pulled the passenger cars out of Cheyenne, they didn't take it since they had the passenger train. I don't know the exact reason why they split it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys can find it. So 4014 update recently, the Altoona Mirror published a story discussing details of the UP steam engine arriving at Altoona this July and being showcased on the Everett Railroading in Hollidaysburg. In a statement, Everett Railroading president Maple said the story was preemptive and does not expect the locomotive to come to Hollidaysburg at present time. Multi-scale display location for Altoona will be released soon. And they're expected to have 30,000 visitors per day while a steam engine is in town. That is absolutely insane. Like 30,000 visitors per day. That's the family. Like, the big boy is going to get people into this hobby. My goodness. So yeah, latest update for that. Oof. So definitely plan ahead. For those of you who live on the East Coast that want to see the big boy, definitely plan ahead, because some of the, considering how popular it is, there's going to be massive, massive crowds. Massive crowds. You caught the red, white, and blue last weekend and maybe a heritage. Oh, nice, Papa John. And Papa John, how are you, good sir? Been seeing some of your rail fanning videos there. So, Jeff, you actually make a wonderful point that I want to stress as well. And I think the Mountain Railroad Scenic on YouTube also made a good point on this. Mount Scenic Railroad. We need to police ourselves when it comes to rail fanning. Please stay 2,500 feet back, because I cannot stress it enough. If we do not police ourselves from private property, it's going to get to the point that the government will get involved and ban big boy. Again, I cannot stress that enough. Let's not do that. You've seen it at West Chicago a couple years ago. It was crazy. Oh my goodness. Last few years, I'm 30 yards off the main line to Chicago. Man, I am super jealous. Super jealous. I was fortunate enough to see 4014 when I was here in Houston. I do have a video on that on the channel. Okay, I want to save that. So let's jump back over to model railroading. We've got BLI here. They have announced a plethora of the Conrail coaches. So you can see all the paint schemes that are coming out for their inspection car. They've also got an undecorated one, which is something that I'm probably going to grab from the FPR. So definitely something to look forward to when it comes to BLI. Yep. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Okay, skill trains. I know it kind of looks as a cliffhanger. They have announced the next model in the Fox Valley line, and that is their 284 Berkshires. You can see the offerings that they got here. Pre-orders due by available by April 27, which is really soon. The one that's got my attention is this one. This is the American Railroads Excursion version. But again, I'm hesitant because I asked them, did they buy the tooling of their drive shafts from Fox Valley? We saw what happened with MTH. Did they have to buy their drive shafts from Fox Valley? They haven't responded to my question. I don't know if we'll get an answer on that, but I would wait until we start seeing videos come out, especially review videos, to make sure that the drive shafts don't break like the first run of the J-class locomotives. So again, I am very, very hesitant on steam locomotives from scale trains right now, considering that they silently admitted that the first run of the J-class drivetrains were flawed. And I will continue to call them out on it. Because they said in a post that they could not offer a replacement for their first run. So if you've got a first run J-class, you're screwed, which sucks. Okay, talked about price. So we've got DCC ready for 414, and we've got the DCC sound equipped. It's going to be ESU for $525. So you hit 2 train shows with 3 train stores. Man, Papa John, you've been busy. So you've seen 4014 twice, going from Houston to Blindus subdivision, and then once in Houston. Nice. Gotta do the unboxing. Okay. Yeah, we did a short on Jeff's J-Class locomotive, and man, it was, oh man, it was heartbreaking. So you just have DC? Yeah, so you'll be the DC version here. But again, this is HO scale. You can see all the offerings there. Okay, let's see, a few more things to talk about. So again, another picture of the big boy there with the front runner. Kind of talked that to death. Yeah, that's why you sold it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. So one thing I'm going to start paying attention to is the NMRA's confirm compliance certificates to manufacturers, because that just lets me know that they're paying attention. Tangent scale models just got awarded for their conformance warranty here from the NMRA. And to be honest, Tangent is a really good company. I've got a couple of the models from Tangent, and I have no complaints. You have HO and O, just haven't put their layout up yet. Gotcha. Yeah, I saw you had some O stuff too. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Oh, CSX Productions. Welcome. Thank you for that sub. I know you're probably lurking in the background, but how are you? Again, you don't have to answer. If you're lurking, I don't want to de-lurk you. I should volunteer to work for the NMRA compliance team. So I am an NMRA member. I have love-hate relationship with the NMRA. They do. So here's a statement I'll say about the NMRA. They have the impossible task of formalizing an informal hobby. That's how I see the NMRA. It is a great program. I know Gordy is trying to get it into the next direction. I made a video about the rebranding and all the, talk that came with that. All right, 3 Spikes Road, take it easy. I appreciate you being here. I want to do the MMR program. I'm just trying to find a time to do it. I'll probably do it after I'm done with my primary job. So it'll be a couple years before I start diving into MMR. But it is something I want to do. I think having MMR status is just, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think it's a bucket list that I want to do. But my first and foremost focus for me is making sure that we can bring new people into the hobby. That's why I do this channel. It's why I go out and talk to you guys. I just want to bring awareness to how freaking awesome the world's greatest sandbox hobby is. That's kind of my personal goal in life for this, because I love this hobby so much. But yeah, it's something I'll definitely consider for the future. Okay, and then I think our last announcement here is from Atherin. So Atherin decided to do their gondolas, particularly their trash can looks like gondolas. I like to have this cover here, but to be honest, guys, I'm really biased. I tend to grab my gondolas from Otter River Valley from Canada. So they're a hobby store that they're getting into the manufacture a little bit. Matter of fact, is mine out here on the railroad? I think I have mine. Hang on. Yeah, awesome. So here is mine that I got from them, and I think it's a superb product. So here's their Oak Ridge trash car. I got mine empty, but I wanted to support them with our friends up north in Canada. So I ended up grabbing this one, and I love it. This is a great car. It was a little bit on the expensive side because we had to import it from Canada, but I love supporting, especially those who support us heavily on YouTube. Oh, I would definitely buy it in a heartbeat. So that, again, biased, but let's go back to the news here. Okay, so we talked about that. Talked about scale trains. Yeah, I normally go for 2 hours. We're only an hour in right now. Trash trains is stinky. I bet. I bet. Welcome back, Bree. Welcome back. Yeah, no, 2 hour time difference. So you wouldn't mind working for the NMRA? You would love to do something with the hobby at its best, yeah. And the thing is, the NMRA has its place. Like, it's a needed organization. And what really makes or breaks the experience about the NMRA is the divisions and the regions. So if you have a region that they get together and they do awesome things. Here in Texas, we have the Lone Star region NMRA divisions, and they're awesome. Great group of guys. One of the MMRs here was on Heath's channel back in the early days. It has just been a great group of guys. They meet like but anyways, it's really, if you can find a good region, the NMRA can be worth the membership. And then obviously you've got some discounts. You can get all sorts of other things that you can do with the benefits as a member. So my advice is always look into the NMRA and see what you want to get out of it. If you want to get the clinics, there's NMRA. Matter of fact, let me advertise, or you guys probably know there's a YouTube channel called the NERX from the NMRA, and they do a virtual clinic conference. And that's worth its weight in gold because you get so much tips, tricks, and cool stuff. And so, yeah, absolutely awesome. There you go. So the Lone Star Region NMRA convention will be in Austin this year from June 18 to 21. Thank you for reminding me. I want to go to that train show. June 18th to the 21st. I actually may not be able to. I think there's something going on in June. Ooh, I need to double check that. But so yeah, and there's the info there. Leader from Club always has pictures from the luncheons. Yeah. Yeah, and I used to go to luncheons. It's on a Saturday, and Saturday is typically my off day just from everything. It's a family day for me. So, but yeah, the NMRA is what you put into it and what you want to get out of it. If you want to get there for camaraderie, for clinics, yeah, absolutely join. If you're able to afford to go to the national conventions, absolutely worth it. I went to the one when it was here in Texas. They're doing a lot of great things for the hobby. And by far, the number one thing that I love about the NMRA is standards. Okay, Bree. Their standards and compliance section of the NMRA is what... send it over Discord, Bree. You're gonna try to make that one awesome. Okay, so I think the moral of the story is I support the NRA. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you guys don't know, in Texas, in Elmendorf, Texas, there's a museum there called San Antonio Railroad Heritage Museum. They've got a big announcement that they've got a brand new grant writer, so that way they can bring their full-scale excursion trains to the next level. They got this awesome property out here. They're going to have a turntable. They've got all sorts of other things. They're eventually going to have a 7.5 gauge being built right here. Great friends with them out there. They're definitely big supporters of the channel as well. So highly recommend, if you're out here, to head out to Elmendorf, Texas for that. Fair enough. So lobster. Oh my gosh. You're gonna make me hungry. uh, so we're kind of done with the news, and so what I want to get into now is the conversational piece for the stream for today. This is near and dear to my heart because there's a popular 7.5 gauge club in Weber, Utah. And so they made this deal with the city that they will lease in order to have this railway. Unfortunately, the city council decided to halt their operations to figure out if it's going to be something they wish to continue. And it is as political as it can get. I'll see if I can find the official statement here. And there's a discussion piece with this. I thought they had the actual article. Let's see. Article. So the city council decided. So South Weber City, through staff and City Parks Committee, has been working with the Train Club for many years, the History Club. Consistently been issues related to maintenance and safety, including unaddressed insurance company safety audit items. The staff and committee feel like the concerns need to be addressed at the level of the city council by considering termination of relationship with the club. We truly wish the club was successful, but the history of the club outside public eye over 15 years has been one of unfulfilled potential, unmet expectations and promises, and overall lack of support and resources, which necessitates the city councils considering termination at this time. Keep that in mind, because this is where we're going to go into a rant, guys. That's BS, because look at the responses here. There are so many people disappointed about this because they were actually enjoying the club. The kids were having fun with the club. And the main thing here about the insurance, they actually addressed. So one of the insurance concerns was regarding impalement hazards. We have fitted the bolts on our crossing arms with protective pipes and caps to ensure no longer presents a risk. We currently in the process of replacing our bridges, rocks, and pipe culverts. After the past winter, we identified a few bridges that showed some instability. These were immediately backfilled with dirt, rock, and safety measures were conducted. As part of standard operating procedure, all equipment and track sections, including affected by winter frost, have all been inspected and repaired. Finally, we have planned to install security gates at our storage areas the past week for authorized use only, and so forth. So they're doing everything they can to meet the compliance with the insurance as well. And so the city is trying to point this as the main issue to terminate them. So the moral of the story is, if you have a 7.5 gauge railway, don't lease from the city. because you're going to get politics involved, and that becomes a whole big can of worms. So they're leasing the property from the city. And so usually 7.5 gauge railways typically survive based off of private property. But it's just, it brings the ugliness side of the hobby sometimes. And sometimes it has to come to life to say, hey, common sense needs to prevail. And if the community wants to keep this, one of the really rare times I will talk about politics, get involved with your city council. Make your voice heard. So I'm hoping the community of South Weaver will come together and hopefully save this for the kids, for the family. Like, it's a great outing to have. They love it. And yet they deem it unfulfilled potential and unmet expectations. What in garbage name is that? Sorry, a little bit of a rant, but it's just, we've come with some interesting challenges when it comes to this hobby. And sometimes we just got to blow it up. And so I wanted to bring that to light so that if you guys are deciding to do 7.5 gauge, just many things to think about. You got to think about the insurance. You got to think about the liability of riding a train. You got to think about, you know, if you're leasing from the city, how the city is going to impact that. Just so many different things to consider. Yep, yep. But we'll leave that to rest. Just something of a FYI, and I hope the city council does the right thing and keeps that club going, because if they definitely vacate, if they definitely tell them to stop their operations permanently, I'm gonna make a video about that, because that's BS. So welcome back. We talked about the news segments. No, it's all good. And again, as long as we are adults about the conversations we're having on these topics, I don't mind talking about it. So long as we don't insult each other for what we believe in, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. So that is all the news that I have captured. If I have missed something, feel free to let me know. What news have you heard in the model railroading world, maybe in the rail fanning world? Let me know, and we shall talk about it. Because I'm only one person, and I can only grab so much. I know we were talking about Atherin. Oops. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so we'll go back to escapism. So here's all the cameras. Let's get back on the train. So let's do this view for you guys. We had some good news too. That was only the last bit of depressing news, but again, it's more of just general awareness that I just want to, we can all learn from this. So even though politics intervenes from time to time, I think it's something worth sharing, just to let you guys know that, hey, this is something that you can run into in the railroading world. It's not all fun and games, unfortunately. It's you know, something that we have to realize is a thing. Yeah, I'm trying to find it, actually. Jeff, give me 1 second. Because unfortunately, my messenger, I'm using the wrong keyboard. Let me see if I can grab, there it is. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Oops. Sorry. I meant to mute that. Okay, so this was sent from Jeff. This is the C&TS Railway, Scenic Railway. They also did their 250th anniversary locomotive number 114. So once again, it is that time to bash on UP that even this railway is better than the 1776. So again, very beautiful locomotive. Looks like the Scenic Railway, where are they located? I don't know anything about the Scenic Railway. So this is in, so it's a steam air mountain railroad that runs between New Mexico and Colorado. I never knew this was a thing. Huh. Here's the up close in person of the 114. Yeah, that's a beautiful locomotive. Highly recommend them. Okay. So it's a narrow gauge. Gotcha. Welcome, Fresno, Jason. How are you? Yeah, I was saying I don't follow narrow gauge as much as I need to. Yeah, beautiful. Best training ride you ever done. The only narrow gauge that I've been on is the Durango and Silverton. Oh, and I also did the one in Colorado with the Shea. That was the other one I've been on. That's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. All right, what else? What other news am I missing? And any new announcements that you guys are looking forward to? So I know we need to double check Atherin, because I know, Jeff, you wanted to see about the challengers. So let's take a look. Randall, good sir, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. 4% grade. Wow. Yeah, I'll take a look on the downtime for sure. So you grew up in New Zealand, all the railways in narrow gauge. First one you saw was insanity was in the USA. You were blown away by the size of it. Yeah. Wow. That's a beautiful country, New Zealand. BLI and Train Roll announced the Frisco 4501. So yeah, last stream, Randall, we talked about the Meteor. They did that. It was expensive. Let's go ahead and since you're here, we'll look at that as well. Just remind me. So you went to the NYC Museum in Elkhart, Indiana? Or let me take a look at Atherin real quick, see if we can find the challenger information. And then we'll look at the Meteor. Doing good. Work situation. I'm sorry to hear that, Randall. Hopefully things get better for you. I know work has you so going out, coming back, going here, going there. I can imagine. Challenger. Okay. Let's see. They got Challenger. No, it's all on pre-order. Add to car. They got some available. Did those come in? No, it's on pre-order. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so here's what the Atherin website. Here's all the ones. So they are currently on pre-order for $670. I would definitely want to grab this Greyhound scheme. Pre-order numbers. Doesn't say when they're going to come out. Does not say. And then the other announcement that we kind of talked about last time was that Train World Meteor exclusive. All right, so if you guys didn't know, Train World's coming out with their exclusive with Broadway Limited on the Frisco 4501 Meteor, and it will set your wallet on fire for a whopping $900. With that being said, however, it is going to be a brass hybrid. So that's where the cost is. And obviously, you'll have the same Paragon 4, Smoke Box, the whole series. There will be a Stealth series as well. That's a beautiful locomotive, though. Absolutely beautiful. Like, it fits my paint scheme, too. I don't know, Jeff. They're just, the thing about the Class 1s is that they're in the business of moving freight. So sometimes I even lose aspects of that from time to time. Oh man, there's one news we need to talk about that I absolutely forgot about. That's actually on the title of the stream. Hang on. We gotta talk about one more thing. Okay. That's actually going to be. I need to go to my channel. All right. You just reminded me when we were talking about the railroads and the Class 1s. Go to posts. Let's go to the American Freedom Train. Let's go to the official AFT 250 to talk about this. So, let's talk about this and another epic rant that we shall have today. The American Freedom Train Foundation 250 announces cancellation of the quarter millennial anniversary national tour. Regret to announce that the planned tour has been canceled. Coming on a tremendous period, a decade planning for the quarter millennial was behind schedule in relation to planning for the spiritual bicentennial, an effort to honor America's history. They stated, let me see if I can find the exact quotes here. The team was unable to secure necessary operating agreements with the railroad. There was insufficient interest on the part of corporate America in sponsoring the train. These challenges, in combination with tight timelines involved, proved to be insurmountable. There's so much to unpack here. Like, my statement was pathetic. that this is pathetic, that we can't come together to make this happen. It is sad, but also no surprise, considering how hard it is with the precision scheduling nowadays with the Class 1 railroads to try to get American Freedom Train to go across the country to where it needed to go. But I think I don't want to put blame, it's more feedback. It's constructive feedback that the organization probably didn't plan this well in advance. We knew when the 250th anniversary is going to be. But the fact that when the announcement happened the same year as the tour in 2026, I think this was kind of lackluster to begin with. So it is sad that we won't see, we may never see the American Freedom Train in our lifetime. That's kind of big and kind of depressing at the same time. That in this day and age, we may never see an AFT consist ever again. And that's sad. And this is why I do model railroading, because we can bring the American Freedom Train back to life in miniature. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have a ton of videos with my AFT train consist. So we may not see the real thing, but at least we can do it in miniature, and that's what I plan to do. We'll have a ton of AFT specials in July, especially on July 4th. We'll have a ton of videos coming out, the 250th. Yeah, the on-call lifestyle is down for seeking part-time work. Let's see. Not mad. Yeah, I'm definitely disappointed. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Is that it's, I don't want to say poorly, it's just, I want to say it was just mismanaged. But again, it's the two sides of the same coin. We had very late planning and announcements about the 250th. And then we got the Class 1s that, you know, they're so time sensitive with the main lines that they can't squeeze in the 250. So. Sad, but that is unfortunately the world we live in. Yeah, Randall, I agree. The announcement from the meteor, when I saw that on my Facebook feed, it's like, oh, you were the first person I was thinking of when I saw that Train World announcement. It's like, oh boy, Randall's got a decision to make. Yeah. And it's like, I think the locomotives were there to pull it. Given enough planning, like, I think you could do it. And it's like, we live in a world right now where the Big Boy Tour is probably going to be the 250th that we see this year. Because I don't think we're going to see anything else on the grand scheme of things. So, yeah, I wanted to see the AFT as well. These railroads are so sketchy about letting stuff like that run. Heck, BNSF wouldn't even let Amtrak come to Springfield, Missouri. So, you guys want to hear my hot take for today? It's going to be a super hot, flaming, boiling take. I think, and this is going to be probably a huge controversial statement I'm about to say, the rails should be nationalized, meaning that the government should take over the ownership of rails from the Class 1s. It's a hot take, and I know what it means to take ownership. I know the politics behind it. I know how much controversy it means. But everything else is nationalized. We have the interstate system. We have the federal aviation industry with the FAA. We have the space administration with NASA. Really, the rails is the one thing that's not really owned by the federal government. It's actually regulated by the Class 1s. And I understand that there's the Surface Transportation Board. I get that. But another hot take is that if we have a super Class 1 like Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific are trying to do, I think in that agreement, their rails should be surrendered to the Surface Transportation Board to be nationalized. Again, a hot take. I know what I'm saying when I say that. But our rail system in the U.S. is freaking laughable. if you look at other railway networks in Europe, most of them are nationalized. And I get that there's high taxes. I get that there's so much other political implications for nationalizing a railroad. But look at where things are going in retrospect to us and in retrospect to Asia. Look at Japan and the bullet trains are crying out loud. Ugh. So 20 years ago, I would disagree. Now I'm kind of getting that feeling that they should, and I go by what I see at work. Yeah. Again, 20 years ago, I think I would have been the same way. That I understand privatizing is a good thing because the class ones are putting the money towards the rails and not taxpayer dollars. I get that. I get there's still Amtrak, but Amtrak has the lowest priority, which is why I also state that in the UP-NS merger, there should be an agreement for Amtrak to have priority one. But again, that is a whole nother rabbit hole of discussion that if you guys want to talk more with me on that, let's take it to Discord because it gets super political at that point. Again, there's pros and cons depending on how we shift the conversation. I don't necessarily agree that government should. It goes back and forth because then you have the topic of conversation about private corporations and independencies and cost efficiencies. Again, there's so much to unpack, and the merging of or the potential buyout of NS from UP creates a whole new can of worms to come on. OBS. Okay. Man, this is all switch direct. Okay. Sorry guys. OBS is having a time right now. Welcome CLL. Hopefully you guys can still. I think we're still good on the stream. Again, refresh if you need to. My highlighter. Lost audio. What's going on with OBS? Or is it YouTube? Oh crap, I think it's YouTube. Okay, I can hear myself on the stream. Sorry for all the tech issues today. Well, I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. I think we went a couple, maybe, we were on a good streak there for OBS, but I think it's on YouTube's end. I'm losing connection with YouTube. Let me... Well, that was actually a perfect time shot there. Good now? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm doing something behind the scenes here that I need to fix. Something got messed up. I want to capture you guys. Have this now? Nope. Working. Okay. Let me do... Okay. My highlighter to highlight your chats completely broke. So I know for a fact that it's on YouTube's end. So no audio for you. Let me refresh. So I think, yeah, it's definitely, there's something going on with YouTube tonight. Okay, let me catch up here. Common law countries where people running things are bean counters. No one will actually know how things work. In the coming through. Okay, thank you. I can hear and see you. Okay. Okay, besides politics, these roads can't function anymore. They literally do not care about actual running trains anymore. They are simply vehicles to line hedge fund pocket. Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot to unpack though, Randall. I think we can have a great conversation offline. So yeah, we can talk more about all those great topics in Discord. Because that's all going into things. I need to refresh my chat. So give me 1 second, guys. I want this to work. I think I actually need to completely refresh my stream as well. So and highlighting your comments is key for me. Thanks, YouTube. Pop out chat. Let me copy overlay, get this fresh new overlay. Studio mode. Then letter. Don't mind me, I'm just talking to myself. Okay. Let's do this. Then, okay, we got it. It's fixed. Okay, CLL. I'm sorry. Yeah, YouTube is having some issues. I completely had to refresh my chat, so I know for a fact it is on YouTube's end. Okay, we got it working. Ah, man, that makes me mad. CL, if you watch us on the replay, yeah, I know you want to come on and chat about what you do. Chuck, if you can send a link to CLL's channel, he's doing a lot of the camera work to remotely control trains. He's got several layouts that are up and operational. I eventually want to have this layout remote controlled as well. It's something that I want to do in the future. And so we'll be working with CLL to get that working. So more to come on that. I'll probably get, yes, YouTube. YouTube is bad tonight. Matter of fact, I think I lost my highlighter again. Yep. Yeah, I think we're just going to chat. Yeah, man. Refresh again, guys. If it happens again, I think we're going to call it. Yeah, man, we're having some great conversations and let's see here. Let me pop. Okay. Show must go on. Let me copy this. Let me do this one last time because I'm getting tired of doing this. Comes to refreshing my chat highlighter behind the scenes. All right. Do I have this back? There we go. Okay. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. All right. Let's clear that. Okay. Let's get you guys on board. So let's do the phone camera. Let's be a passenger. Okay. Let me get caught up here. Sorry if I'm missing you guys in conversation here. I think we're caught up, though. Let's see. Yeah, YouTube is definitely bad tonight. I agree. All right, let's see. Part of the reason, all the 90s. All right. So again, sorry for all the technical issues. YouTube is definitely, this is the first time I've seen my connection between YouTube definitely crash a couple times. My internet is fine. The connection's fine. I've got green bars all on my end. It's just syncing with YouTube keeps crashing and connecting. And yeah, so I apologize for all the issues. This is the first time I've seen it ever since we've started going back live since like episode 70 of the IC Railway podcast. So yeah, fun times, fun times. As far as the channel is concerned, really no progress on the branch line. The branch line is still, I have the 3 modulars connected downstairs. I'm probably going to get the wood to get Camp Atlas together next. I've got to get more K-Track from Maryland to get that connected. I'm probably going to try to look at a good deal for an ECOS system. Probably not going to find one, but ever since I found out that the ECOS from ESU is 3-rail compatible, that's probably what I'm going to go with first. And then we'll eventually get the Maryland Command Station 3. But yeah, I've been working a lot of just organizing this room, so you can see the shelves with all the trains there. I've been doing a lot of cleaning around the layout, just a lot of like quality of life things I've been working on. Behind the scenes, been getting some cameras set up, and one camera setup I keep forgetting to showcase. I know BCF Parts probably couldn't make it to the stream today, but inside the BCF Parts skyscraper here, we have that rail fanning perspective inside of the building as we see the big boy make the turn on the Harbor Point modular. So again, just a play of storytelling a little bit. We can see the big boy kind of going through from a skyscraper perspective. Again, I'm all about the quirkiness of this perspectives. So, and I still have 2 more cameras to set up. I finally got our mobile cameras figured out. I appreciate that, Gormy. So then now we can break off of this and go to this. It's primitive. It's, you know, basic. Quality's not where I want it to be, but it works. It's functional. It is functional. And really the future for the camera systems here is going to be PTZ cameras. I've already got the next generation of cameras that I want to get. It's going to take a while to get there, but we'll get the PTZ represents point, tilt, and zoom. It's what's used in a lot of high production quality broadcasting. I have selected the next generation cameras that I want. And these things are so advanced that they have AI tracking, and just seeing what they can do, it's going to alleviate a lot of issues capturing what I want to do. So. Really, really excited of where really the next generation of this podcast is going to go. Yeah, I hope in the future we'll start running. I want to get DC trains going. Got my eyes on a bullet train that Cotto came out with. A lot of cool things to come. And yeah, you guys are having some great conversation on the class ones. It's just feel free to chat about it. I'm kind of done right now. I just don't want to get into the politics of it. I'm just grateful that in the model railroading universe that we live in this frost line lore that's set up on this channel, we can bring anything to life. That we have model railroading to allow us escapism, to allow us just to be creative, to bring fresh perspectives. And so, really, really excited. All right, let's do some more rail fanning. Gonna take advantage of this new camera here. Get this shot again, and then we'll go with the other cameras. Rail fan for a little bit more, and then bring episode 72 to close. Yeah, that shot's pretty cool. But yeah, my goal is that I really want to bring the quality up for these cameras. All right, let's go to all the cameras. I'll go to this one. We'll do some better quality rail fanning here. So what camera do we have trained? Let's go to this one. It's been a while since we kind of just focused on these camera perspectives. So you can see we've got the new shelf there, just allowing me to organize. I'm putting a lot of my passenger cars on that shelf. Behind me, I've got a drawer that I'll put all my freight cars in. I'm trying to consolidate it a bit so we can kind of see the full consist in action. So you're going to be selling a freelance railroad for the future layout. It'll be called the Portsmouth and Goito Valley Railway. I'm sure I'm going to butcher that. Running from Athens, Ohio to Portsmouth, Ohio. There you go. And that's the beauty of it. I think as far as model railroading is concerned, freelance railroads are just going to explode. Because thanks to AI, we can build our images better. We can really tell stories better. The only reason why I haven't come out with any more episodes yet is that YouTube is being finicky with AI production. And so I'm waiting for them to cool off on their policies at the moment. So I'm kind of on hold, unfortunately. My hand's been kind of played that I gotta hold off a little bit until they get their TOS squared away. Unfortunately, that's just the part of YouTube that comes with the territory. So get you guys this shot of the Phoenix Point modular here. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. I know a lot of people did, so that's why I finally brought it back. You'll be seeing 4018 soon. Awesome. Yep, I do have a Frisco video that shows 4018, the meteor, and all of that. Let's see. Let me fix this camera. This camera's kind of tilted. It's kind of bugging me a bit. The OCD. All right, there we go. All right. What other camera shall we? I haven't done this overhead shot of the Wave modular. And then we got our American Freedom train parked on the side there. They stopped at the Mini Prince factory. All right, and let's bring up BCF parts perspective here. It is so nice to railfan again like this, just to bring up all the different camera angles. I have missed this for a while. Let me check on something. All right, get you guys back on board for a bit. All right, so what's coming up? So we got New Braunfels train show coming up. Probably be going to that on Sunday. I don't plan on buying anything. It's more just capturing the layouts. I will continue the videos that, so one thing I've been doing is I've been getting a lot of the digital rail fanning content back on the channel. We are currently in the rolling line game. I love rolling line. I've done a couple of live streams playing it. Got some short videos on it. Yeah, I've been having fun getting back into the digital content. You're probably gonna find some more SB cars at the train show. Awesome. Let's see. So you're planning to buy the SBT1A 284. Nice. Want to try to do a Southern Pacific freight train? There you go. There you go. All right, let's go back to all the cameras. Oops. Yeah. What camera angle haven't we done? Yep, I get it. Yeah, it's getting late for everyone. Stream longer. You just got back to the hotel. Okay. Don't tell me twice. Yeah, we're getting to so back in the good old days of this stream, we usually ran for 3 hours. 1 hour to really get all the news out of the way. 1 hour to have like a big topic of conversation, discussion, and then the last hour we were just rail fan and really have fun with the layout. But that used to be on a Friday night when everyone didn't have to go to work on Saturday. So, yeah, you guys can always catch us on the replay. Fair enough, Bree. I get it. Okay, take it easy, Jeff. Have a good one. Let's get this camera. A beautiful River Rossi big boy with the scale train tenders, River Rossi coaches, HM, and then the mixture of manufacturers for the freight cars. I think one is scale trains. I think the Pillsbury are blue boxes. I think the Caboose is also blue box. All right, so we got the big boy coming around the corner here. All right, Grommy, Sleeping Mud, take it easy. You still have your River Rossi Challenger, nice. Another show coming up, couldn't find a link, but here's, okay. So we got the Noon Braunfels one this weekend. Well, we're in April, May, June. June is the Austin train show with the LSR NMRA. And I think it's back to New Braunfels in October. When is the Temple train show? Temple should be coming up soon. The train show that's going to be in San Antonio May 16th. Is that the O-gauge specific one? Oh, yeah. Is that the one that's at the church? O-gauge? Oh, yeah. Bree's going to like that one. Yeah, the TCA. Yep. The O-gauge TCA at that church. So that's May 16th. Okay, yeah, definitely got to go to that one. Okay. This is like the third year I think they were doing it. It's one of the brand new train shows. I need to get a POV of that one because I don't have that one. Yeah, Bree, remember that's the one that I'll tell you what train show that is. That one you'll like because that one is actually O-gauge specific. There's some HO vendors, but that one's kind of geared towards the O scale or O-gauge. Temple's the third weekend in September. Oh, definitely, I'll definitely be missing that one. Yeah, no, we won't go to Temple. We'll be in Utah in that week. Yeah. Yep. Oh, sorry guys. Let me get you guys back to all the cameras. Let's fix this one. Get you guys all the perspectives. Sent you the postcard. Okay, let us do a field trip. So here's the postcard for the San Antonio, the TCA Lone Star Division. Oh, because that'll be when we're getting married. That is our wedding. That is the wedding. So yeah, here's the flyer, San Antonio TCA. Thank you, RayronVR, for giving me that info. I appreciate you, RayronVR. So free parking, door prizes at the Park Hills Baptist Church, San Antonio, Texas. So here is okay. Thank you for that link for Temple, Chuck. Appreciate it. So here's another take that I think we need to bring up with the SAMR folks. We should have the SAMR train show at this church because this place is bigger than the other place, I think, anyways. Maybe Bree. I don't know. It's to maybe we'll see because Temple's such a long drive too. It's about 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive from here to get to Temple, depending on Austin traffic too. Because Temple is right. I mean, you know where Temple's at. What am I saying? It can be. Maybe. I remember soloing it. It's just you. But yeah, a lot of great train shows coming up. It's definitely 'tis the season for train shows, for emptying wallets, for meeting up with friends, all the good stuff. Tomorrow I will be going to Samra to record some content. I definitely won't be there Sunday. Sunday will be the train show / family time with Bree for the weekend. So, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. Won't be there on Sunday. What else am I missing, guys? Is there something? I think all the train shows in Dallas are done for the year. I think we've had our big ones already. I think we got all the announcements. Yeah, I think that's everything. Anyway, you'll be sleeping jet lagged on Sunday. Fair enough. I mean, I can always drive too, but we'll talk more. But yeah, very disappointing news about the American Freedom Train. I saw that. It's like, oh man, that sucks. Yep, there we go. Austin Train Show. Awesome. There we go. Thank Chuck again. Austin in August. Okay, so this is different. This is the actual Austin Train Show. Okay, Bree. Give me a second. Let me wrap things up here because I think we're at the tail end of the stream anyway. So, let me go ahead and call it. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So, let's go ahead and do the last lap of the train. But yeah, this is the actual Austin Train Show. So that's gonna be on your birthday. Awesome. So let's go ahead and do one more lap of the big boy, and then we will call it a stream. So going around the industrial part of Icyville, going into the kind of free section on it. Just a day close, yeah. Gotcha. Ooh. 1 bar left on my mic battery. So it can probably last about 2.5 hours max. That's actually good to know. Very good to know. You put a camera on a train, but let the tiny people off. Fair point. Fair point. Get this BCF parts camera here. So I think we had a perfect stream for the train. We didn't have any issues on the locomotive today. So that's a win in itself. All right, come around to showcase center here. Yeah, no gremlins. Oh, don't say that. All right, go ahead and start slowing things down here. Bring up to that red signal. Yeah, no Penn Central moments, yeah. All right, and 4018 has come to a halt. Oh, nope, stop, gremlin. You can stop now. There we go. Anyways, you get my trick. All right, guys. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, for chatting, for having a great conversation about the world's greatest sandbox hobby. Thank you everyone who watched this stream on the replay. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR. And with that, have a great week. Take it easy and have a great night. See you on the next live stream.